بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. أما بعد، فالسلام عليكم جميعا ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. أهلا وسهلا بمتابعينا الأعزاء من كل مكان. أهلا بأولياء الأمور، أهلا بأبنائنا وبناتنا الطلبة والطالبات. طبعا في هذه الحلقة الرائعة إن شاء الله من برنامج درس على الهواء في مادة اللغة الإنجليزية، سنكون بصحبتكم أنا وزميلي الأستاذ عبد الله السديري. فأهلا وسهلا أستاذ عبد الله معنا في هذا اللقاء.
أرحب بكم مرة أخرى أخواني طلبة وطالبات الصف التاسع الأساسي لهذا العام. إن شاء الله اليوم نكمل مسيرتنا التعليمية معا أنا والأستاذ إسماعيل الشياري، وبإذن الله تعالى نكون عند حسن ظنكم بنا، وإن شاء الله تكون حلقة ولسن مميز بإذن الله تعالى.
Inshallah. So now it's time to start our today's lesson, which is going to be about the final exams of grades 7, 8 and 9, as we have already announced. So we are going to talk about the final exams, what these exams include, and which types of questions are we going to have. The first thing is the timing. So you are going to have your exams in 2 hours. So you will have 2 hours to do your exams. The final exam for grades 7, 8 and 9, again the final exam for grades 7, 8 and 9 are out of 40. 10 of them for the listening tasks, grammar and vocabulary 10 marks, reading 10 marks and writing 10 marks. So the total is 40. If somebody asks about the other 60 marks, okay, وين ال60 درجة البقية? During the whole year, I mean in the whole year, you had these 60 marks, whether in your platform or in the exams that you had in the whole year. Now let's talk about the specifications of the exams. I'm going to talk about the specifications of grades 7 and 8. Then Mr. Abdullah is going to talk about the specifications of grade 9. Now, as I said, you will have 2 hours to finish your exam. You will have 2 listening activities or 2 listening tasks. The first one is matching short texts with words. The second one is an informative text. So you will have some information in this text, okay, the text that you are going to hear. Then you are going to have some questions with multiple choices. As I said, the listening activities or the listening tasks are out of 10. The grammar and vocabulary will consist of 3 tasks. Number 1, vocab, gap filling. This is for grades 7 and 8 only. Gap filling. So you will have some gaps and you have to fill these gaps, as we are going to see inshallah. Then grammar, gap filling, no words provided, sentences. So you will have sentences and you have to complete these sentences with the appropriate words. Number 3, or task number 3 in the grammar and vocab part, you will have multiple choices, informative or narrative texts. Informative, as I said, a text which has some information. Narrative, a story or any part of narration or any type of narration. Then the reading part, you will have two readings here, 1 and 2. Number 1, you will have a text, and you will have some texts, and you have to match these texts with some other texts. Task number 2, you will have an interactive text. What do we mean by interactive text? An email or a letter. After the text, you will have some questions, some WH questions, so you have to write short answers. The writing part consists of 2 questions as well. Number 1, information points paragraph. So you will have to write some information. Number 2, either you have picture cues to write a story, or task instructions, narrative text. So you are going to write a story, whether it's a picture story or a handwritten story. Again, the exam is out of 40. Now, Mr. Abdullah, what about grade 9?
Thank you, Mr. Ismail, for explaining to all of our students for grade 7 and 8 the instructions for the final year exam. Talking about the final exam for grade 9, as you can see, you've got again 2 listening tasks. The listening number 1 is consisted, let's say, matching short text. You have got like words written in small books, and you are going to hear like 5 sentences, and then you are going to match all of those sentences into their suitable word from the list in the books. Okay, this is for listening number 1. Listening number 2, you are going to hear again a text about somebody, let's say, or something, whatsoever the thing is, and you are going to have like WH questions. Then you can just write a very short answer for each. Talking about grammar and vocabulary, you're going to have 3 tasks, different tasks. The first one is about vocabulary. The second one is about grammar only. The third one is going to be about a wonderful mix of both grammar and vocabulary. If we're talking about the grammar, you're going to have like some written words, and those words have got some kind of missing letters, but you have to really understand the definition of each one, and once you understand, then you can just write the letters or the missing letters for each word. For a grammar, which is task number 2, you are going to have like a wonderful, let's say, a very amazing, let's say, a paragraph, short paragraph, consisted of so many blanks, and then you have to choose the correct answer from a written or a small box under it immediately. And for number 3, wonderful mix of both vocabulary and grammar. You are going to have like this text again with some, let's say, filling gaps, but you have got choices. You have got 4 multiple choices, and then you have to choose the correct one.
What about the reading part, Mr. Abdullah?
Reading part is very simple, to be honest, Mr. Ismail. It's going to consist of, let's say, for example, reading number 1. Okay. You are going to have like 4, let's say, 6 pictures, right? And then 4 sentences, and the student, they have to really like
to match between the words, the sentences and
exactly,
the pictures.
Exactly.
Okay. What about the second one?
Second one, you're going to have like a text and also some questions, but this one is going to be as it is written there, multiple choices. You have got 3 choices to choose the correct answer. Okay, talking about writing, yes, talking about writing number 1, you are going to have like this small box consisted of so many lovely information about a character or about something, let's say, or about country, whatsoever the thing is, and you are going to write a paragraph. You are going to like build up a very lovely paragraph using all the information written in that box.
What about the second
For the second writing,
task?
it is going to be like, as it is written there, a letter or email. And you know the let's say, the procedures, how to write a very lovely email, starting from to, from, subject, and then you have got the dear welcoming, and then the subject in there, and then the final whatsoever, thank you.
Okay, again, grade 9 exam is out of 40 marks. Okay, yes. Now let's move to the first question, which is listening number 1. Okay. Now, I'm going to tell you about the specifications, then Mr. Abdullah is going to give you some examples. We have the same specifications for both grade 7 and 8 and grade 9. Okay? Yes. As you can see here, listening number 1, in this task, students hear twice, only twice, 5 short numbered texts, each with 1 speaker. Okay, so you are going to have 5 short numbered texts, and for each one there is 1 speaker. On this paper, you will have 1 WH question and a set of 6 responses, words or phrases, 5 of which are related to the texts, plus 1 distractor. So you have 1 extra word there. as students, you'll have to match the texts with the appropriate words or phrases. So you are going to choose the correct word or the correct phrase. There is one mark, as you can see here, for each one of them. So the total is 5 marks. Now, what about giving our dear students some examples of listening number 1, Mr. Abdullah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, as you can see, for example, here, you've got listening 1 and listening 1 for both 7, 8, and 9. As you can see, they are very, very identical. They have got the same procedures, same instructions. As you can just have a look at the left side, you can see the tour guide. Could you please just zoom it a little bit, Mr. Ismail? Okay, so you have got a tour guide, and then you have got something else there, a pilot also, whatsoever. So the question is going to be like what? As you can see in the instructions, it's written there, who
are they
talking to?
Okay.
Maybe the question, Mr. Ismail, can change to something else. Like, for example, what are they talking about?
Or where are they?
Where are they, exactly.
Okay, excellent. So our dear students have to choose the correct answer for each one of them. Thank you, Mr. Abdullah. Do you have anything to add here?
Yeah, so I'd like to make it very crystal clear here. I'll give you this example. For example, tell me, who is speaking, okay? Just, let's say, predict who's speaking. Okay, I'll say this. Number 1.
I'll help them.
Yeah, oh no.
I'll help them. Okay.
Okay, so number 1, let's say, I can see that you have got red spots in your face. You should go to the pharmacy and take some medicine. But first, I'm going to give you, let's say, a needle injection. Is that okay? Could you please just sign? So, who is speaking? Who can tell me?
Yes, Mr. Abdullah. Is this a doctor?
I think so.
Thank you very much, Mr. Abdullah.
That is a wonderful answer.
Thank you. So, Mr. Abdullah has already talked about the first task, which is listening number 1. Now, what about listening number 2? We have something for grade number 9 and something else for grades 7 and 8. Yes, Mr. Abdullah, can you please tell us or talk about grade 9 as we can see here?
Yes. Okay, so for grade 9, as I've told you before, that listening to is going to be like this small text, okay? And it has so many questions, let's say from 6 to 10.
Yes.
Now, in order to answer this, you are going to write a very short answer, not more than 4 words. So you're going to listen to the text first, and then once you do that, then you're going to write a very short answer for each question. Okay,
so Mr. Abdullah, these are WH questions. Our students have to take care of them because the question the questions differ according to the first word, whether it's when, where, what, who,
yes,
etc.
Exactly.
And as it's written here, the total is 5 marks, and each one of them is out of 1 mark. Now, I'll move to grades 7 and 8. Here, our dear students are going to hear one informative text with one speaker. As I said earlier, you will have some information about something. The length is from 150 to 200 words. On this paper, there are 5 multiple choice items, each with 3 options, as you can see here. So, for grades 7 and 8, we are going to have some multiple choices, like this one. Mammoths lived in Asia, Australia, and South America. So you have to listen to the text, then you have to choose the correct answer. You have to indicate which of the 3 options is correct. Again, each one of them is worth 1 mark. This is all about listening number 2. We have already covered listening number 1 and listening number 2, but Mr. Abdullah has got something to say. Yes, yeah. Mr. Abdullah?
Mr. Ismail, could you please just write it down? That is, this is, for example, for grade 9. Could you please just write it down?
This is for grade
9. That is correct.
Okay, and this is for grades
7 and 8. That is
plus
lovely.
8. Thank you, Mr. Abdullah. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now, let's go to the third part. which is the vocab. As we said at the beginning of this lesson, we are going to have three tasks related to vocab and grammar. The first one of them is like this. Mr. Abdullah will tell you about the first one, which is for grade 9. Yes, Mr. Abdullah.
Grade 9. As you can see, for example, in here, you've got all of those written questions from 1 to 5, I think, sorry. And you have got the definition of each word. As you can see, as it is written in the top of number 1, verb, to buy whatsoever, I think, to buy goods from goods, yes, from another country.
Okay.
So you have to really understand the task first. So before you start answer, before you write the answer down or you write the missing letters, you have to really understand the definition of number 1. What is it telling you? What does it want you to do? So verb, so you have to think really about the verb. And then once you go there, then once you understand the definition and what does it mean whatsoever in Arabic, if you have got the idea, then you can just go straight forward to the question. As it is written here as an example, could you please just, Mr. Ismail, read the
okay,
number 1?
Mr. Abdullah, there is an example here. It's a noun, a room where food is prepared and cooked. As Mr. Abdullah has just said, you will have the part of speech first, then the definition. Okay, you have to read the definition carefully. After that, you have here an example. They keep the fridge in the KIT. And there are 3 missing letters. What are these letters, Mr. Abdullah?
Yes. Can I just add...
or 4 missing letters.
Yes. What I'd like you to do, people, in this case, I'm talking about this task. When it comes to this, never read the letters only, separately. Let's say he has already said the answer is kitchen, that is correct, but never read it like this way. KIT. That is going to make your life a little bit difficult. Why did you just make your life very easy? Very simple. What should you do is to read it as it is. Kit. So this is what you should do. Kit. And then I think, Mr. Ismail, the word is going to come naturally.
Will come naturally, okay.
Yes, right.
And as it's clear here, each one of them is out of 0.5, okay? So you'll have 2.5 marks for this activity. The same thing with grades 7 and 8. Okay, here we have 7 and 8. But there are some slight changes here. For grades 7 and 8, there is a text with 5 gaps where a vocab item, word or phrase has been removed. The length is not short and not tall. It's only from 80 to 90 words. For each gap, there is a multiple choice item with 4 options. A multiple choice item for 4 options. Okay, we might have something like this or something which has 4 options. طيب. Indicate which of the 4 options is correct. 1 mark for each item. So you will have to choose the correct answer. Sorry, we put this one by mistake. So you will have to choose the correct answer. For example, here, the largest dessert in the, okay, if we have 4, for example, 4 choices. In the world, in the fruit, in the vegetables, or in the water. The answer has to be what, Mr. Abdullah? In the world, yes?
That is correct.
Okay, so our students have to choose the correct answer. Again, it's out of 2.5. Now, Mr. Abdullah, what about the grammar part for grade number 9?
Okay, so I'll make your life very simple here. It's about like this, the paragraph that you have, the task you have already shown, grade 7 and 8. You have got this text that has got some kind of whatsoever gaps from 6 to 10. And then you have to choose the correct one. And as you can see, it is very crystal clear in that box. You have got some written words like what, who, whatsoever. All of those kind of words, they are very simple. And you have studied them for so many years. But the only thing that you have to really be careful with is how to implement those words into the content. This is very, very, very important. Sometimes, to be honest, you have got some keywords, right? So it's not a matter of just choosing one of those words from the books and write it down or choose it. No, it's a matter of find the keyword that you have to really find. And once you find it, once you understand those kind of keywords, you will be able to answer all of those questions, or let's say fill all of those gaps correct for sure. So if we take an example, could you please just, Mr. Ismail, give them one example?
Okay, before the example, I want to say that the list has 10 grammatical words, but 5 of them are correct and 5 of them are extra. They are not correct. So you have to complete the text, filling the 5 gaps with words from the list, with the correct words from the list. For example here, a German painter called Franz Marc, dash, interested in shapes and colors. What, who, that, was, been, and, are, should, never, or have. Of course, it's not what. Of course, it's not who, because if we say who, we have to add some words, some other words. So the answer, since it's in the past, the answer has to be ish. The answer has to be was. A German painter called Franz Marc was interested in shapes and colors. Okay? Yes, Mr. Abdullah?
I'd like to add one thing. If you have a look at, thank you so much, Mr. Ismail, for sharing me your knowledge about the 10 words.
Thank you.
Okay? If you have a look at, for example, if you have a look at number 7, for example, there it's written there, he had space and then painting. So as I've told you, that sometimes you have got some keywords that you have to really focus on. As you can see, the word painting, it's a verb, and then there is ing added in there. So what are the things, or what are the words can be preceded this word? Must be what? So I know that is you are going to have so many words in your mind, like was, is, are, and also you're going to have like what? Has, oh sorry, you have got what? It's okay, had.
Been.
That is correct,
Okay.
yes, right. You have got had in there. So have a look at the task, at the gap, number 7. In between, you have got the gap, and in the next word, painting, the word that is before the gap, you have got had. So you have had and then painting. So never, never, never underestimate your skills. The answer is straightforward. These are the key words. So you have to put there been, because there is no other answers. So see, sometimes in tasks you have got the keyword, but you have to really look at it very carefully.
Mr. Abdullah has given you a secret here, a top secret. If you have words like had, has, and have here, okay, has, had, and have, then there is a space. After that, there is a verb with ing or plus ing. Directly, you have to put which word?
Been.
Okay?
Yes.
B-E-E-N. This word has to be put here. And we are going to give you some more secrets, inshallah. Okay, now what about the marks? It's out of 2.5 marks. Okay.
Yes.
Regarding grades 7 and 8, you will have 5 separate sentences, each with a gap where one grammatical word has been removed. For each gap, a multiple choice item with 4 options. Indicate which of the 4 options is correct. Now, sorry, this one is not for is not with the options. You will have to complete the task by adding one missing word. There are no options. So let's take the first one as an example. Yesterday. Look at the word yesterday. So we have to know that we are talking about the past. Okay, he didn't come. Dash school or space then school. He didn't come what? After the word come.
To.
Thank you, Mr. Abdullah. He didn't come to school. Then number 7 here, the second one. She always dash dinner at 8 o'clock. Here we can have 2 words. Either we write cook or eat, because both are correct, but you have to be careful. since we have she and the sentence is in the present simple, we have to add s to the verb. So we have to say she always eats or cooks. Okay? She always eats or cooks dinner at 8 o'clock. Because if you write eat only, it means that your sentence is not correct grammatically in English.
Yeah.
Again, this question is out of 2.5. Yes, Mr. Abdullah?
Can I just give them a secret for this one? Just remember, guys, you have got the word always in there. Could you please just circle the word always?
Okay.
Very good. Once you look at this word, so you have got some other words like what? Sometimes, like often, like what else?
Sometimes, often, always,
usually.
Okay.
So once you look at all of those kind of words, just immediately go straight forward to present simple and think about the s and without s. In order to find the verb, if it has got s in there or doesn't have an s, you have to really look at the subject. Is it singular or plural?
Yes.
That is the point.
Thank you, Mr. Abdullah. And there are some other secrets, our dear students. As we said here, if we have has, had, and have, you have to directly put been. If you have if you have a subject like Ali, then dash, after that a verb plus ing, okay, like playing, the word that has to be put here has to be one of these words. Is, are, was, and were.
Correct.
Okay? Because we are using here the present, or let's say sometimes be, will be, if we have the word well. Okay? Since we have ing, we have to use one of these words. But we have to go back to the subject. If it's I, Mr. Abdullah, it has to be in the present, but in the past, like yesterday, it has to be was. With he, she, and it, in the present is, and in the past
was.
What about we, they, and you? In the present are, and in the past were. Thank you, Mr. Abdullah. Okay, now what about reading, grammar and vocabulary, the third task in grammar and vocabulary. For grade 9, Mr. Abdullah, we are going to have one text containing 10 missing words. Yes, Mr. Abdullah?
Yes. So you're going to have this text as it is in front of you from 11 to 20. And all of those kind of gaps from 11 to 20, you have got multiple choices. As you can see, how many multiple choices do we have for each one?
4.
4, that is right.
Yeah.
That is right. So in order to find out which one is correct, you have to really, first of all, you have to really read the first sentence and then try to use one by one, as if you want to make it as a secret, let's say, or as a technique. You can just choose one by one in order to fill in that blank, and you will see which one is fit.
Let's give them an example here, Mr. Abdullah.
Okay.
Then
television
can be good. Now, with television, do we say I play? Do we play television?
We don't.
We don't. Okay, so the first one is not correct. The second one, I think television can be good. Yeah, it can be. Okay, it can be. Now, I like television. Okay, we can say I like television, but can we say I like television can be good?
No, we should have full stop in there.
Okay, so since we don't have a full stop here, this one is not correct.
Yes.
Do we live television? No.
No, we don't.
Nobody lives in a television. Okay, so the third one or the fourth one is not correct. So we have to say I think television can be
good.
Good. Thank you, Mr. Abdullah. Yes. Do you have anything to add here?
Just for the second gap, since it is from the same sentence.
Okay.
As you can see that you have got good and bad. Can you see them? Could you please just circle?
We have television can be good, then bad.
So as you can see, both words are adjectives. Am I right? So when you have two adjectives and there is a space in between, or if there are two verbs and there is a space in between,
and two nouns
or
as well.
two nouns as well, and there is a space in between, you have got the word what? Mr. Ismail.
And yes,
that is correct. This is one of the secrets. So.
Yeah. Okay. So we have to be careful because we can't say can be good in bed. can be good of bad, can be good at bad. These are not the correct choices, okay? So the correct choice is and. Thank you, Mr. Abdullah. Again, this question is out of 5 since each one of them is worth 0.5 marks, okay? Now, what about grades 7 and 8? Here you will have one text containing 10 missing words. One text containing 10 missing words. For each gap, a multiple choice item with 4 options. Indicate which of the 4 options is correct. Again, we have here, let's look at number 11, for example. We have 4 choices, as we saw in the exam of grade 9. Today, robots are used for, to, in, or by. Do many things. Mr. Abdullah, today, robots are used, dash, do many things. For, to, in, or by. Of course, it's what? It's to. Okay? Today, robots are used to do many things. So, you have to choose the correct answer out of these 4 choices. And this activity is out of 5 as well. Yes, Mr. Abdullah?
Yeah, I'd just like to elaborate more on this sentence or this question done by Mr. Ismail. He said the answer is 2. Well, there is a secret in there that the answer should be 2. Who can tell me?
Yes, I can tell you.
Can tell me, yes.
Okay, we have to look at the verb after
Excellent,
it.
yes. If there is a space before the verb and that verb has got no addition, let's say additional whatsoever, like ing or as or s whatsoever, the thing is, if it is like basic main verb, there is no whatsoever we say?
No additions. Yeah?
No additions. Immediately think about 2, because 2 should be followed by main verb.
Okay.
See the point?
What about if it has ing?
Well, you have to think about something else here.
Yeah, like for. Yeah, okay. For
that
doing
is correct.
something.
For doing something.
Yeah, okay.
Just be careful. So, what can we conclude? We're talking about 7, 8, and 9. They have got so many secrets, okay? But if you just find all of those secrets and read the question very carefully, you will be able to answer all the questions correct. And it's not going to take that much time. It's very simple. Take you like few seconds, I think, Mr. Ismail. Am I right?
Yeah. And I think teachers always give very easy questions. Yeah.
Correct.
Okay. Now, reading number 1. For grade 9, we are going to have something like this. Yes, Mr. Abdullah?
As I've told you before, reading number 1, you have got 6 pictures, as you can see, and 4 text or sentences, let's say. They are, let me be honest with you, okay? This task is going to be very simple, just like a piece of cake for all of you guys. Why? Because in those kind of tasks, let's say, you are going to find like there is a keyword again.
Yeah,
okay?
So they have to get 4 out of 4, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. Like number 1, Mr. Abdullah.
For example,
cooking.
So,
okay. Which picture has the word cooking?
That is right.
Yeah.
So in order to find out, we don't have to like waste our time just reading the whole text or the whole sentence. Sometimes only one word can give you the answer straightforward. You don't have to dwell on it that much.
Yeah.
So you have got the word cooking. So which picture has got some kind of cooking in here?
Yes.
Mr. Ismail. That is right. Have a look at that guy. He's doing some kind of pizza, I think.
Then number 2, I drive planes.
Planes, that's all. Finish. Stop there.
Okay, so it's what? F. It's F.
Very good.
Number 3, Mr. Abdullah, I can paint your house.
Paint. It's about painting. Have a look at picture A.
Paint. But, okay, now, they might mix between D, B, and A. Okay. So let's read the sentence together. I can paint your house with different colors. I can even draw beautiful pictures and different patterns. I use brushes and rollers to paint walls. So this is what, Mr. Abdullah? A. And the last one, I like fishing.
Very simple.
Yeah, who likes fishing here? A, B, or C?
Those people who like picture number C, let us see. I think.
Yes, it's C. So you have to get 4 out of 4 here because the question is very easy, I guess, Mr. Abdullah. Yes?
So what should we conclude in this task, reading number 1? That you don't have to read the whole sentence. You have got the main word that you have to really focus on. And once you find it, immediately you can just find the exact picture immediately.
So
because as
you are
teachers,
giving them more secrets.
yes,
Mr.
because as teachers, what we do, we are trying to play around with the sentence and make it a little bit like tricky for you guys. But believe it or not, it's a must that we have to write one word that is very crystal clear for you guys.
Yeah. Okay, this is for grade 9 and the question is out of 4, but for grades 7 and 8, which is out of 4 as well, we have a matching task. You will have 4 sentences here and 6 sentences here. You'll have to match the sentences in the left with the texts on the right, okay? Rahma likes cooking. She usually helps her mother in the kitchen. Now we have cooking. ما شاء الله اليوم واجد معنا cooking. And we have the kitchen. Okay. Also we have she helps her mother. Now look at the sentences here. It is about famous. Okay, since we have it, the sentence is not correct because we are talking about a human being. Rahma is a human being. Then it was fun. It was fun. This sentence is not correct. C,
match.
her favorite author. Are we talking about authors here?
I don't think so.
No. D, he bought a present. Are we talking about a boy or a man here?
No,
there is no boy here, no man here. Okay. Then he wakes up early and he goes to school by car. Are we talking about a man or a boy in this sentence? No. So the last sentence says, yesterday they made a delicious cake for the family. We have cooking. In this sentence we have cooking. And we have they. The word they goes back to Rahma and her mother. They made a delicious cake for the family. Everyone liked it. So there is one word that connects both sentences. Let's take number 4 for example. Last weekend I went on a picnic. We have a picnic to the beach with my friends. Okay, we have I, then picnic to the beach and with my friends. When you go on a picnic, it becomes what? Fun, yeah?
Fun.
So we have to say, it was fun. It was fun. The word we goes back to my friends and I. We had lunch there and we swam in the sea. So there is a word that connects the two sentences. Okay. Yes, Mr. Abdullah?
Thank you so much, Mr. Ismail, for explaining this very, very lovely. But I'd like to add something here. Again and again, there is something in there where you guys can just find it. And once you find it, you can just find the answer straightforward. If you have a look, for example, at number, let's say number 2.
My sister is very interested in writing and reading stories.
That is correct. If you have a look at the word writing and reading and try to match it to other column from A to F, you are going to find something that is related to writing and reading. Which one is it, Mr. Ismail? Can you just find it?
Again, the sentence says, my sister is very interested in writing and reading stories. Now, it's about famous wadis. I think it's not,
yes.
Yeah, okay, it's not correct.
Look at C.
Okay, C, her favorite author. Her favorite author. So we have author, the one who what? Who writes. Okay,
that is correct.
Is Taha Hussein. She has all his books. So there is a word that connects the two sentences.
Yes, so you don't have to think about the whole sentence, trying to find the meaning of the whole sentence in Arabic and try to complicate yourself. You don't have to do so. Just find the word So you have already found the word writing and reading. And when it comes to the other column, you have got what? Author, you've got books, you have got what also? There is
writer.
books,
Okay.
also books, reading. See the point? So it's very, very, very simple. Okay?
That is now
all.
let's move to reading number 2. Reading number 2 is going to be like this. For grade 9, Mr. Abdullah, we are going to have one informative text. So we have a text with some information. What about the questions here, Mr. Abdullah?
Yes, those questions, as you can see, from 1 to from 5 to 10.
So they are 6 questions.
Yes, six questions. And as you can see, you have got how many multiple choices? 3 multiple choices. Right. So let me give you a secret here. Again, we have got so many students in all over the Sultanate. Once they come in order to for a reading text, what they do, Mr. Ismail, they start reading the text first, and then they go to the question. That is incorrect. That is incorrect. So what should you do in order not to waste time? You have to read the question first.
Then the text.
Understand it well. Yeah. And then you go back to the text. You will find the answer immediately.
Thank you, Mr. Abdullah. So this one is out of, or this task is out of 6 marks. And there are some, 3 multiple choices for each one of them.
Yes.
I think it's going to be very easy. For grade 7 and grade 8, we will have a text, okay, like this, but it's going to be an interactive text. So there is an email or there is a letter. Then you will have 6 questions. Be careful. If the question starts with who, it means that we are asking about a person or people. If it starts with when, it means that we are talking about time. Where?
Place.
Place. How many? Number.
Number.
How much? Price. Yeah. Okay. And why? We are looking for a reason. Yeah.
Yes.
So you have to take care of the first word in the question, then the question is going to be very easy. Yes, Mr. Abdullah?
I'd just like to add only one point. Okay, so you have got the last one, for example, why. So for such questions, what I'd like you to do when it comes to reading text, why usually we have got the word because in the reading text.
Yeah.
So once you find the word because, the answer is just right after the word because.
And by the way, our students have to write short answers. يا جماعة لما يقول لكم short answer ما تكتب له تعبير. No, not more than 4 words. Okay, 1, 2, 3 or 4 words. Now let's move to writing number 1. We are going to have I think the same thing with both, grades 7 and 8. Also, we are going to have the same thing with grade 9. You will have a set of 7 information points which belong in a single context, like this one. Here we have we have to write a paragraph about a singer called Celine Dion. Use all the information in the box to write a well-written and organized paragraph. Here, for example, we have write a paragraph about a city called Sohar. You have some information here, and you have to reorganize these information points, and you have to make full sentences. But the difference is in the marks here. For grade 9, we will have 4 marks for this one, 4 marks. But for grades 7 and 8, we will have 5 marks here.
That is correct.
Yeah. Now, what about writing number 2, Mr. Abdullah? By the way, next week, inshallah, we are going to have some examples.
Of course.
So you have to keep watching us.
Yes.
Writing number 2 for grade 9, we'll have a set of instructions, Mr. Abdullah, for writing for the writing of informal letter or email. Yes, Mr.
Yes.
Abdullah?
Yeah. So just bear to your mind that this task has got how many marks, as you can see?
It has got 6 marks.
Yes. So it's a lot. Okay, so what you are going to find here is very simple, similar to all final exams and all over the Sultan. You get a situation, and in that situation you've got like a condition that you have to really talk about, but you are going to make it as an email.
Yeah.
So in order to do this or to achieve this and make use of all of those marks in your, let's say, put all of those marks into your bucket, what you have to do is to remember this. You have to write 2 in there if you really want to do that, 2, Mr. Ismail,
yeah.
And then you have got from, and then subject. Well, the subject is going to written in bold.
Dear and etc. Okay.
Dear and then whatsoever.
Thank you, Mr. Abdullah. Now, grades 7 and 8, we are going to write a story. Whether it's a picture story like this, a list, with 8 words here, or there is a situation or a condition for which you have to write a story. For example, you might be asked to write a story about what happened to or what happened in last week, for example. Okay, and this question is out of 5 marks. Here you can find some mock exams prepared by one of the schools from Dakhiliya Governorate. So this one is for grade 7, this one is for grade 8, and this one is for grade 9. Before finalizing everything, Mr. Abdullah and I have got a competition. Yes, مخرجنا لو سمحت خلينا نشوف هذا. Okay, there is a competition here. We are going to have 10 winners. We are going to announce them, announce the names next week. So please participate in the competition, and there are inshallah some very nice gifts for you. This is the end of today's lesson. We hope that you have benefited from this lesson, and we wish you all the best in your final exams. Yes, Mr. Abdullah, can you say your last words?
Well, I'd like to say good luck and all the best in the world.
Thank you very much.